My name, Geroge Ocholla, and my surname, George. I am a journalist, at the same time advocating for the deaf community and also a mental health advocate. When we talk of technology, especially on the mobile phones, as one of the beneficiaries from Kilimanjaro Blind Trust, who taken me through, we did some of the areas that the mobile phone might be able to support, especially to person with disability. One, training other PWDs on how to use these smartphones, and this has been one of the ways, including the community, especially the deaf people, maybe helping them in their daily lives. Two, advocating for the inclusive technology. The live transcriptions, live captions, those are the more important things that has been one of the day-to-day life of a deaf person, and also sound back. This is more of talking about how it is able to alert a deaf person of any alarming sounds that is able to indicate for them. So in those live transcriptions, any deaf person can able to sit in a meeting without engaging interpreter, and they will be able to follow the proceedings very well. And this has also helped them very independently in the house. Maybe one of the things that I've experienced in the deaf where I live is able to watch a television just by using a live captions, which is able to interpret all the speeches to text. Back, I remember last year when I started the training, I've been at least a personal interpreter to one of my deaf friends, and most of the time he's not able to pay for sign language interpreter. So there's a time I will not able to make it to class, and I just inform him because maybe it's not a must. I'm very sure you're not aware of this feature that will be able to assist you, since the class is fully lectured in English. And sometimes I see you sitting in front, and I will advise you, because the class also uses the sound system. Now I just told him, maybe you can use this my phone and have this phone and put it, maybe look for the stand, put it there and put a live transcriptions. And this deaf person, one of the lecture class took a video, the student took a video how this deaf person is able to read the lectures information from the live transcriptions. So even the deaf person bothered that he knows not interpreter. And I think it took him up to date. I don't think if he has able to access through interpreter in his ORCA classes, because he has been using live transcriptions, and that is only the way himself he access all classes, lecture classes at Kenyatta University. So I'm always proud of him, because I think this is one of the things that he was not aware, and he is able to use it. And I think during when we had the next cohort, I had to invite her to come and also take the smartphone. And to date, the phone is helping her, and she's able to go through lecture classes without engaging interpreters, because engaging an interpreter is very costly to a deaf person. It's like paying a fee twice. So this is one of the things that I help her a lot. The OPDs face a lot of challenges, and challenges cannot be solved in one place or anywhere. So as a community, we always sit down and ensure that we address them. As we speak right now, in the level we are, where we are, the world is now changing into the technology, a lot of digitals. One of the things that most of our OPDs faces is lack of access of information, number one. Number two is the knowledge maybe about the role of the OPD. You'll find that most of these OPDs, they are well voiced in terms of advocating and whatever, but the approach, the knowledge on how they're able to get this information is one of the issues. And most of the more challenges that also OPD faces a lot is that they do this thing voluntarily, and maybe for an organization to come down, to come and support the OPD in terms of pushing for the advocacy in their locality. So, the OPDs, majority of them do voluntary, and they always want to ensure every individual within society is able to access to any facility within the area, because these facilities are not just because for the locals only, but also people with disability are able to use them. But what is the more challenge? The organization, the agencies that are not able to fund them, because writing a proposal is not an issue. They don't have funds to hire them, the proposal writer, so that they are able to get few funds just for advocacy. So I think financial has been one of the issues in terms of getting, in terms of you using it for advocacy in their area. In terms of approaching to our decision makers, let also the decision makers be with person with disability, not just someone who sits in a board who maybe say that he didn't understand. Let them come to ground, approach that individual, and that is the person that will get information. Because if you see how most of the decision makers always end up collecting informations, they just end up going to urban places, going to most of these people. But they forget that there is a high number of people within the ground. So let them come, approach them, have a conversation with them, and let them have the true picture of what they face within their society. So if with them they have seen that and having documented everything, this can even make for them work easier. By the time these things are pushing it to the policymakers, even person with disability or any facility is able to adhere and follow. Because most of the decision makers, they don't bother even thinking, by the time I'm writing it to a person with disability, is it accessible to deaf and blind and physical? Is it accessible to them? Because you will find when an hospital says that we are in inclusion, you'll end up they have only facilities which are accessible to handicapped. But the question is, does our deaf also deserve to be treated having a doctor who knows sign language? So these are the things that bringing them together. It's not just about addressing one person, but ensuring all those people also as well with severe disabilities. What do they want in that hospital? Just like another person is able to get those small medications that sometimes we feel very expensive, but because of accessibility has made it very expensive for us. So I would like decision makers just coming to ground, facing the person, taking the picture of what the person is facing.